Hi D1, happy Thursday. It is September 17th. Let's go ahead, let's talk about what your jobs are for today. So first things first, you are on the homepage of the class website. You come to assignments. We are in the week of September 14th through September 18th. I'm going to click the button, and it is Thursday. So I'm going to scroll down to our virtual classroom with your three wonderful teachers who are so excited to see you. And now let's go ahead, let's talk about our schedule for today. So first things first, we have our morning work and our journal. So I'm going to go ahead and click the sun. Remember, your daily journal is an every single day job. I had some people ask questions about it yesterday, and remember, we've been talking about this for 3 weeks now, so make sure that you are doing these daily journals, because again, we've been doing these 3 weeks, so this is an expectation that you guys are doing these journals, especially because you're turning one of them in on Friday, so keep that in mind. With it being Thursday, it is My Thoughts Thursday, so you are going to be writing your thoughts about junk food. So you can be either for junk food or you can be against junk food. You can say why you think junk food is great. You can tell me why you think it's not great. Maybe you're kind of in between. Maybe it's great sometimes, maybe it's great it's not great other times. You are writing your thoughts, your opinions about junk food. So keep that in mind. And so with the journal for your morning work, you are also doing your daily grammar. We've been doing grammar since I want to say maybe our first full week of school. So you guys are very familiar with this and how it's set up. This week we are talking about adverbs. Adverbs tell you how. They tell you how often something happens. They tell you how people do things. So you're going to list as many adverbs as you can. Please watch this video if you need a reminder of what an adverb is. All you have to do is click the YouTube button and it pops right up. So if you have questions about adverbs, go ahead and click it right there. But I should see at least 6 adverbs from everybody. If you have less than 6, I'm going to send it back to you. Everybody should have at least 6 adverbs on their list because we've used adverbs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they're on your list. So you should be able to come up with at least 6. Keep that in mind. And then you have your Zoom at 9 o'clock with Miss Lopez and myself. Just remember that we are going to be ending around that 9:55 time just because you do have Spanish at 10 o'clock. What time do you have Spanish? 10 o'clock. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to click the Hola button, and it will take you straight to the assignment, which will take you back to the classroom website, and you're going to click the blue button to get to your Spanish Zoom so you can see Maestra Galvan. I know she's really excited to see you guys, so make sure you click that. And then after that, please give yourself a break. You deserve it. That was lots of Zooms, so give yourself that break. And when you come back, remember that you have your prefix and suffix practice. This is a daily practice. So you click the YouTube button, and it takes you straight over there. Like I've said in the past, I have eyes and ears everywhere. So I know, and I'm watching when you are watching this video, as well as other things. So keep that in mind. I'm always watching. So if you have not been doing this, you need to fix that. Keep that in mind. And then after your practice, you have 2 jobs for ELA. You have your personal narrative final draft, which is due when? I hope you said Friday, because yes, it is due Friday. Remember, you need to give me your most 100% personal best effort on this final draft before you submit it. Once you submit it, that is going to be your grade. I had a friend or a couple friends that just sent it to me and they were like, hey, can you check this out and send it back to me? No. You submitted your final draft. That is going to be your grade. If you have questions about the feedback, I would love to have a conversation with you about it before you submit it. But if you chose to submit it because you thought it was great, then that is going to be your final submission for your final draft. Keep that in mind. To get to your final draft, remember you click the pencil, and this will take you to your final draft. Remember, the comments are from Miss Walsh and Miss Lopez. They are on the side. You might also have audio feedback. So just keep that in mind. You're either going to see a speaker or you're going to see a comment from Miss Walsh or Miss Lopez. You are also going to see that the rubric is available if you'd like to see, hey, yeah, I remember we're all aiming to get a 3, at least a 3 on our writing. So what do I need in order to get a 3? So here's your rubric for you to look at, and you can just see it right here. Remember, you have the zoom in buttons that you can click on to make it bigger so it's easier to read. And additionally to the final draft and the rubric, you will also see the editing checklist. The editing checklist comes in after you submitted your final draft. I should not get this before. If I get it before, I'm sending it back. Once you finish your final draft, you are going to go to your checklist to make sure you have done all of these things, including indenting, starting with capital letters, and including punctuation. If you have not indented your paragraphs, I'm telling you right now, you're already going to get marked down because we talked about that, and that's an expectation, especially when you're in 3rd grade. So just make sure that you are actually taking these into consideration when you are doing your final draft. And then you have your Making Inferences activity, which you can find by this green book. You just click the green book and it will take you straight there. And again, you are going to be listening to this story. This story is called Time Flies, and you just click the speaker, and once you double click the speaker, a play button will pop up. You press the play button, it will play the sound for you. In addition, you then have the questions on this next page. You just click and the text box will pop up. If you need to, remember you have your zoom button. It is right here. You click it and it will make it bigger so it's easier to read. And then you have lunch. Please, please, please take your lunch. Give yourself a break. Give your brain that fuel it needs. And then you're going to have math. You click over here where all the math symbols are. And you're going to see you are going to continue doing visual models practice. I do want to show you really quickly on this guy. Make sure you're paying attention to the visual models and the blocks. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to move the blocks. So right here you can see that there's kind of like a thick line around the 10s. That's because there's a lot of 10s stacked up on each other. I had some friends who were taking all the 10s and moving it one space, and they were like, I ran out of 10s. You didn't run out of 10s, you just put them all together. So be mindful of when you're grabbing that you're only grabbing one at a time. So there's going to be a ton of these, I promise, more than enough than you need. And so you see how my cursor goes from an arrow to a plus sign. Once it's a plus sign, I just click and I move it to the appropriate spot. You should not be making it bigger because look what happens. It gets all distorted. So make sure that you are only waiting until it turns into arrows, or it turns into that plus sign rather, to move it. So keep that in mind, please. And then finally, last thing, it is Thursday, so you are going to do iReady reading. My goodness. iReady reading. Make sure that you get those 30 minutes in. You are continuing to practice those skills. And that is going to be it for your Thursday. Alright, D1, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask myself or Miss Lopez, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, D1.